Today, Sunday, the 10th of November 2024, we have some hand-picked match prediction events to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-picked game predictions, which we have shared to members only, based on our top 10 and top 15 list of events, 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks, which we share to members only with each odds to take your winning to the next level. Then, of course, you want to make sure that you join the Level 2 Pro plan to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. You can easily click on it, navigate and join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to access all of these features. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first event of our today's list. Looking at the first match pick, we are looking at Bulgaria in the Prva Liga, a match between Ludogorets against Hiba. Based on this event, performance of Ludogorets recently have proved that they are very good. They recently had a game in the cup against this opponent, Chinolomet, 6-0. You can see the next here, 3-0. And the recent performance have proved that they are very good. Its opponent, on the other hand, is not as good as compared to that of the home. And of course, the performance of Ludogorets at home proved that they are very offensive, especially at home. Looking at this, based on the stand result, of course, I want to share with you the form comparison of these two in terms of recent events they have had. And looking at the form, we want to look at Ludogorets. They are the best here, sitting on the first position. They have recently had 5 events, 5 wins, 10 goals scored, and 0 concede. Very offensive and very defensive. Its opponent, on the other hand, is not that good. Out of 5 events they've had, no wins recorded at all, just 2 goals scored and 4 concede. Looking at this, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. Looking at this particular event, of course, Ludogorets, which is the home, is very offensive team and very defensive. And based on recent events they have had, the offensive power is going to take advantage of the average defense of its opponent. Therefore, we want to look at Ludogorets to lead this match in full time as one of our major picks in this match in full time. Or as well as the possibility of Ludogorets to score at least 1 goal over or a double chance for Ludogorets. Looking at the next pick, we are looking at England in the Women's Super League, a match between Crystal Palace women against Man City women. Looking at the recent performance, especially that of Man City women, they have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. The rating here have registered wins based on all events they have recently had, especially in the Super League itself and also in the Champions League Women of Europe. Man City have displayed a very great result as compared to that of the home, which is Crystal Palace. And looking at the stands based on recent events they have had, comparing the form of these two, of course, you're going to see that Man City women, which is the away team, actually is the best here, sitting on the first position. For 5 events they have recently had 4 wins, scoring 9 goals, conceding 4. The opponent, on the other hand, is very conceding, 13 goals conceded for 5 games played, and the offensive power is weak. We want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, the away team, Man City women, is very offensive. And looking at the fact that the defense of the home is weak, it is going to take advantage of the weak defense of the home. Therefore, we want to look at Man City women to lead this match in full time, as well as at least 1.5 goals to occur in this match in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we are still looking at Women's Super League, but this time Everton women against Chelsea women. The recent performance of Chelsea women have proved to be very offensive, scoring between 5, 3, and 2 goals per each event. And have mostly had games with strong teams, especially in the Champions League women like Twente, and also against Arsenal, where they registered wins. But that of Everton, which is the home, is not as good as compared to Chelsea, which is at the away. Comparing these two in terms of form, you're going to see that Chelsea proved to be better. And of course, sitting on the second position, they are a very high offensive team, scoring 15 goals for 4 games and 3 goals conceded, very offensive and very defensive. And Everton, on the other hand, proved to be very conceding, that is conceding up to 7 goals per 5 events. As a result, we are looking at 2 major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, Chelsea, which is the away team, is very, very offensive, and it is going to take high advantage of the very high offensive power to lead this match in full time, as well as the probability of at least 1.5 goals to occur in this match in full time. These are our 2 major picks. At the next here, we're looking at Nome United against Pet in the Estonia Mestre Liga. Looking at this, of course, Pet, which is the away team, proved to be very offensive, scoring 2 goals per each event based on recent event they have just had. But that of the home proved to be very conceding. Comparing the stance of these two in terms of form based on recent event they've had, you're going to see that Pet, which is the away team, proved to be better. And sitting on the first position here, they've had 5 events played, 4 wins, 9 goals scored, and 2 conceded. Very offensive and very defensive. But the opponent, on the other hand, proved to be more conceding up to 12 goals for 5 events played, meaning that the defense is very weak. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Pet, which is the away team, is more offensive, and the weak defense of the home, Pet is going to take advantage of the weak defense of the home. So we want to look at Pet to lead, as well as at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Italy in the Serie A, a match between Inter against Venezia. Of course, the recent event of Inter have proved to be very offensive, scoring between 3 to 4 goals per each event based on recent events they have had. That of the opponent, on the other hand, is not as good as compared to the home. And of course, comparing the stance in terms of form of these two, you're going to see Inter, of course, is better here. Looking at the form comparison, we want to look at Inter having the lead. And of course, the number of games being played by Inter based on form, 5 games recently, 4 wins, 14 goals scored, and 8 conceded. Very, very offensive, and of course, the defense is also good. But that of the opponent, on the other hand, concede more, and the offense is not very strong. As a result, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Inter, the home team, is more offensive and is going to take advantage of its high offense to try to lead this match in full time, since the away defense is not very tight. So we are looking at Inter to lead in full time, or at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking here at the next, we're looking at Latvia in the Veseliga, a match between Rigas against Meta. For this event, of course, Rigas, which is the home, proved to be very offensive based on recent event they've had, scoring 10, 5, and 3 goals per each event. But its opponent, on the other hand, is not as good as that of the home. And looking at everything in place, comparing the stance of these two, we're looking at Rigas sitting on a better position in terms of form. And Rigas here is the best, sitting on the first position. They have had 5 events, all the 5 wins, scoring 19 goals and conceding 1. But that of the opponent, on the other hand, proved not to be good in terms of offense, and the defense is average. And looking at everything here, we're looking at 2 major picks here in full time. Looking at this, the offense of Rigas, which is the home, is very good, and it is going to take advantage of the strong offense to try to lead this match in full time. We also want to look at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we'll still look at Latvia Veseliga, but this time Gobina against ROFS. For this event, the home team proved to be very conceding. They are very poor and concede a lot of goals. That of the away team is very good at offense, scoring between 2, 3, and even 4 goals per each event. Comparing the form of these two in terms of recent events they've had, you're going to see that based on form, of course, ROFS is better, sitting on a better place. They've had more offensive power, 5 events being played recently with 4 wins, 12 goals scored, and 4 conceded. But that of the opponent proved to be more conceding, and looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, ROFS is very offensive and is going to take advantage of a strong offense to try to lead this match in full time, as well as the probability of at least 1.5 or 2.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Mexico in the Liga MX, a match between Cruz Azul against Santos Laguna. For this event, Cruz Azul have proved to be very offensive and scoring between 2 to 3 and even 4 goals per each event. The opponent, on the other hand, is not very, very good. They are more conceding, and looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. The Mexico Liga MX, Cruz Azul against Santa Laguna. For this particular event, of course, Cruz Azul is more offensive, and being the fact that the defense is also tight, but that of the opponent is not very good, we look at Cruz Azul to lead this match in full time. That's one of our major picks. Looking at the next, we're looking at Peru in the Liga 1, a match between Sporting Cristal against Comerciante Unidos. In this event, of course, the home Sporting Cristal is very offensive based on recent event they have just had, scoring 2 and 12 goals per each event. The opponent, on the other hand, is not very good, and the striking power is not strong. And looking at the stand comparison of these two, Sporting Cristal, based on form, sits on a better place, and we are looking at it to try to see how they can lead this match in full time. Looking at this, Sporting Cristal sit on the 6th position. with very high offensive power, 5 events played, 19 goals scored. That of the opponent, on the other hand, proved that its defense is weak and therefore want to look at Sporting Cristal to lead this match in full time. For this particular event, Sporting Cristal is more offensive, so want to look at it to lead in full time, as well as at least 1.5 goals in full time. Looking here at the next, we're looking still in the Peru Liga 1, but this time Alianza Lima against Cusco. For this event, of course, the home team Alianza proved to be more offensive, scoring 2 to 1 goal per each event, and of course its opponent on the other hand proved to be more conceding 1 and 4 goals per each event. The stand comparison in terms of form will tell us that Alianza Lima is better as compared to Cusco, and of course we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. You can see Alianza 9 goals scored for 5 events, sitting on the first place, but the opponent on the other hand concede up to 8 goals per 5 events. So we want to look at 2 major picks. Since the home team proved to be more offensive and the away defense is not very strong, we'll look at the home to take advantage of the weak defense of the opponent to lead this match in full time, as well as looking at least a double chance for the home team in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Portugal in the Liga Portugal, a match between Porto against Estoril. Porto, based on recent events, have proved to be good, especially in the recent cup they just had against Murens, and also in the Liga Portugal itself against AVS, where they had 5 goals and the offense is really great. That of Estoril, on the other hand, is not as good as that of the home. Comparing the stance form of these two, Porto proved to be better, and looking at the comparison of this in terms of form, Porto sit on the better place, and here being found, especially in the second position. They've had 5 events played, 5 wins, 16 goals scored, 2 conceded, very offensive and very defensive. But that of the opponent proved not to be good. You can see 7-7, and the defense is not very strong. Therefore, want to look at Porto to take advantage of the weak defense of Estoril. As a result, 2 major picks here in full time. For this tournament, we want to look at Porto to lead, since the offense is good and the defense of the away is average. Therefore, Porto to lead is one of our major picks, as well as at least 1.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we're looking at Spain in the La Liga, a match between Barcelona against Espanyol. For this event, Barcelona proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had, especially recently in the Champions League against Bayern Munich, where they had a lead, and against Real Madrid, where they still had a lead. The offense is strong, but that of its opponent on the other hand is more conceding. Comparing the stand form of these two, of course, Barcelona proved to be better, and as a result, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, Barcelona is very offensive, but that of the opponent is not good at defense. Therefore, want to look at Barcelona to lead this match. Based on recent events they have had, the offensive power is very great. Barcelona to lead, as well as at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals over in full time. These are our major picks. And to those of you who want to access our hand-pick event based on our top 10 and top 15 list of match predictions, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to start to have access to all of these features with each odds to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below. Click on it, navigate and join to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye bye for now.